Hey everyone, hope you're doing well today. Feel free to let me know if otherwise. Today we're covering DDU or Display Driver Uninstaller. And for those of you who don't know, it's a program that completely removes all traces of your current driver in preparation for a new install of one. But before we get started, this video is sponsored by myself. Please make sure that you have your notifications turned on for the channel. You might think it's on, even if it's not. So, give it a check. Now on to the video. You might be asking what this video is going to entail. Well, I've always been told, and you probably have been too, that using DEU will help out your performance when moving to another driver. And the thing that I haven't seen though is anyone showing how it does, or some benchmarks of it at least. It's kind of just one of those things that makes sense, that we don't really question it. So today that's what I'm doing, because I really want to know. And I hope you guys do too. So let's go ahead and get started and show you the process of DDU on the link here. For the download page, we have some stuff that we should be looking at here. It works on all GPU types, whether it's Nvidia, AMD, or Intel, and it works on any OS from Windows 7 up to 11. And another thing here is it highly recommends doing this in safe mode. And the biggest thing I noticed is that they only recommend to use this program is if you're having issues uninstalling or reinstalling a driver, or when switching from one brand to another. And the last thing that we need to acknowledge here is make a restore point. Do not skip that. Stu, it takes 2 minutes to make a restore point. Just 2 minutes to potentially save you hours of headaches. Now upon boot up, we have this notice here that has detected that we aren't in safe mode. And it does say for a better cleanup. Without issues, it is recommended that you reboot into safe mode, which once again I do recommend that you go ahead and do this. But since I'm over here recording, I am just going to click on through it afterwards. We want to go ahead and select our device type, which right here it's going to be GPU. And then after you select a GPU, you want to select the brand, whether it's Nvidia, AMD, or Intel. Mine is Nvidia. And then we have 3 options here at the top, but we're going to go ahead with the highly recommended option of clean and restart, which will remove all traces of my current driver. And then we can move on to the installation of a new one, and to download a debloated driver. We'll be using NVClean and install AMD or Intel. People, sorry. I know, Nvidia gets all the cool stuff. This will also be linked in description for you guys. And once you have it downloaded and loaded up, go ahead and move on to our manually select driver version. And unless if you're on the new 40 series Super Edition, you're going to want to go ahead and select 54629, hit next. And then right here, with the components to install, you're going to want to go ahead and leave everything unchecked, unless if you use something like Shadowplay, for example. So if you use Shadowplay, some components you selected require other components to function properly. If you like to install these two, and you're just going to go ahead and hit yes, it's going to ask you once again, hit yes. Then afterwards, go ahead and hit next. A quick download will follow and bring you to this page where we want to use the top 3 options. Telemetry, as you know, in its most basic form, is tracking unattended express installation. It'll just go through the download quickly. And clean install will revert all tweaked Nvidia settings to their default. Next up, we have Mo, which disabling M might fix a variety of things. It can potentially fix GPU driver crashes, fix black screen and glitch issues with hardware, accelerated applications, and also potentially help reduce stuttering and flickering. Disabled anal is typically a needed feature, unless you use it to pretty up screenshots taken with Nvidia Shadowplay. And then next, go ahead and hit Show Expert Tweaks, where by default, Nvidia has the audio driver to go into the deepest sleep state after 4 seconds. So doing this fix will change it for MSI mode. Feel free to check out my video on it as I go in depth with why it's good to have the GPU set to a high priority. And then lastly, we have HTTP, which stands for High Definition Content Protection. And we want it disabled because it might slightly help reduce system latency. But with the example that they gave on the help link was kind of like pinching pennies. So it's pretty minimal. And they even said it might not work correctly on DHC drivers too. So we'll see now that we have that out of the way. We can follow through the rest of the install, and after some benchmarking, here are my results for D2 with the clean install versus just the clean install. Feel free to leave a sub with noties. I appreciate you all. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.